It's not my intention to do away with government. It is rather to make it work. Work with us, not over us. To stand by our side, not ride on our back. Government can and must provide opportunity, not smother it. Foster productivity, not stifle it.
Music to my ears then, music to my ears now. That was the 1981 inauguration speech from the great Ronald Reagan. Look who is with us. Linda Chavez, former Reagan White House official. Linda, welcome back to the program. It's great to see you again.
Great to be with you, Stuart.
Is there a parallel between the way people responded to the election of Ronald Reagan? I think they called him a cowboy and Ronald Reagan and all that kind of thing. And the way they're responding to Donald Trump now. Is there a direct parallel, do you think?
Well, I do think that people now look back on the Reagan years and they look at it as if this was a time when everybody embraced the Reagan agenda. They didn't. In fact, you know, there were people in certain voting districts who said they didn't know anybody who voted for Reagan, so he couldn't possibly have won the election. That was, I think, Mary McCarthy's famous line about Nixon, but it was equally true of Reagan. And Reagan himself was very affable. He was able to win people over. But much of the animus was directed at some of the people around him, people like Ed Meese. And so they became the focus of a lot of the hatred. And we may see that happen in this administration
well, it looks
as well.
like they're going after Steve Bannon for all kinds of reasons. I mean, taking it out on him, focusing their attention on him. But as I recall, and I was around in the Reagan Revolution, it was actually Mr. Reagan who put me into America's middle class. He fulfilled the dream for me. The first thing he did was to cut taxes. I remember him signing it at his ranch in California. Right there, he signed it. The first thing he did. Do you think that Donald Trump should do exactly the same thing? Cut taxes first and foremost, now, do it now?
Well, I think that's exactly right, because there are a lot of people who are unhappy at the election. I wasn't a Trump supporter, but I will tell you, I like his tax plan. If those tax cuts go through, you're going to see a real bump in the economy. And we've been looking at very, very sluggish growth. We've had the slowest recovery that we've had at any coming out of any major recession or depression. And so if he's able to cut taxes, if corporations and small businesses are able to start hiring again, cut taxes and cut regulations, I think that people will, in fact, accept Donald Trump, and some people will embrace him.
Is there any job in the Trump administration that you might like?
I don't think they're going to be calling me, Stuart.
I know, but would you like anything?
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to go through Senate confirmation. You know, I have never been confirmed by the Senate. Even President Reagan, who appointed me when I was still a Democrat, I still couldn't get through Senate confirmation. You know, I'm looking at what President-elect Trump is going to do on the immigration issue. I think he has a chance to reach out. I think he has a chance to say, I'm going to eliminate the executive orders, but I'm going to support the Dreamer Act. If he did that one thing, I think it would alleviate a lot of fears. And by the way, kids who came here, I know people who came here at 2 and 3 years of age. They're doing well now. We should want those people to stay. We should not want to send them out of the United States.
But you know, that's not out of the question, is it? I mean, Donald Trump
No,
has
it's
said,
not.
If you're here illegally, undocumented, and you commit a felony, you're out. That may be 3 million people. But I don't believe he's said anything like that about the people that you call dreamers, the sons and daughters of people who came here illegally and they're stuck. I don't think he said anything about them.
Well, he said he wants to reverse the executive orders, and I'm okay with that because I think President Obama greatly exceeded his power. He didn't have the power to simply, you know, issue an executive memorandum and give people the right to be here and to work. But he should couple that with saying, I'm going to support the DREAM Act. That was a Republican initiative. It was originally proposed by Orrin Hatch. So again, I think if he would just make a few of these little I don't know, olive branches, throw a few olive branches out there, I think you'd see a turnaround right away.
You might well be surprised. Linda Chavez, as always, thank you very much for being with us. We appreciate it, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Sure.